Hello and Assalamu alaikum. This tutorial is on how to make Maash Daal, also known as white Urid lentils. I'll start off with showing you the ingredients that you need to make Maash Daal. You will need approximately 2 cups of white Urid lentils, and here I have used a measuring cup. And I have soaked my lentils overnight, and I've now thoroughly rinsed this out with water before cooking. You will also need 2 tomatoes that have been halved, 5 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 1 inch of ginger and 7 to 8 cloves of garlic, 2 sliced onions, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, 1.5 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder and 1 teaspoon of coriander powder. And you will also need about 4 green chilies, and here I've just slit them through the middle. And you will also need sliced ginger, finely sliced ginger, and finely chopped coriander. I've got a large deep pot here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my oil to this. Once my oil has warmed, I am going to add in the sliced onions, and I'm going to fry these for about 3 to 4 minutes until they're a nice light golden brown in colour and soft and translucent as well. While my onions are frying, I'm going to crush my garlic and ginger. So I've got my pestle and mortar here, and I'm just going to add the garlic and ginger and crush this for about 1 to 2 minutes until it becomes a paste. So here's my crushed garlic and ginger. So my onions have now been frying for 3 to 4 minutes, and these are a lovely light golden brown in colour, and they are now ready. So I'm going to add in the tomatoes and the crushed garlic and ginger paste and stir this in together. And I'm going to let this cook for another 2 to 3 minutes. So this has now been cooking for 2 to 3 minutes, and I'm now going to add in 50 millilitres of boiling water, and I'm going to place the lid on top of the pot and let these cook in the steam for another 3 to 4 minutes. So I'm now removing the lid, and what you can see here is that the tomato skin is peeling away from the tomatoes really easily after cooking in the steam. So I'm just going to take those off and I'm going to throw them away. And once you've removed all of the tomato skin, using your wooden spoon, mash up all of the tomatoes and mix it in with the onions, and carry on cooking this for another 3 to 4 minutes until everything is lovely and soft. And if you feel that your tomatoes and onions are sticking to the pot, you can add further splashes of water, not a lot, just to sort of loosen it up and so that it doesn't stick to the pot. So now this is perfect. You can see that the oil is separating from the tomatoes and the onions, and everything is lovely and soft. So to this I'm now going to add in the spices. Which was the cumin seeds, the chili powder, the coriander powder, the turmeric powder, and also the salt. So just add that to the tomatoes, onions and garlic and ginger, and stir in your spices. So you can see this has turned a lovely dark red colour, and I'm going to add in a further splash of water just to loosen the gravy up a little bit, and I'm going to carry on cooking this for another 4 to 5 minutes on a high flame, and remember to keep adding splashes of water if you feel that it's sticking to the pot. So the onions and tomatoes have softened nicely, and this has turned into a lovely dark rich gravy. You can see that the oil is starting to separate, so I've just added a splash of water to loosen the gravy up a little, and this is now ready to add in the lentils. I'm going to add in the white Urid dal into the gravy and then mix this into the gravy really well, making sure that all of the grains of lentils are covered in the gravy. I'm going to add in a splash of water, approximately 50 millilitres, and let this cook for about 3 to 4 minutes. So you can see that the water is slightly starting to dry up here. And also what you'll find is this lentils tends to stick to the pot quite a bit, so make sure you continuously stir the lentils so that they don't stick to the bottom of the pot and burn. So here you can see that the oil is starting to separate and the lentils have taken on a really nice colour from the gravy. So I've just added in half a cup of boiling water and just stirring this in so that it loosens the gravy, and I'm going to let this cook for about 4 to 5 minutes on a medium to low flame with the lid on but not fully tightly shut. And once that's been cooking for about 3 to 4 minutes, remove the lid and just stir the lentils again. So again, making sure that you stir this lentil a lot to ensure that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pot, and carry on cooking this on a medium to high flame. And I'm going to add in another half glass of boiling water, place the lid on the pot again and carry on cooking this for about another 3 to 4 minutes. So I'm going to remove the lid and stir the lentils just to ensure that they're not sticking to the bottom of the pot and that there's enough water for the lentils to cook in. If you find that the water is not enough at this moment, you can add another splash of water, that's totally fine. So I'm just going to taste a grain of lentil and it's still slightly undercooked, so I'm going to carry on cooking this for a further 3 to 4 minutes by placing the lid back on the pot. And again, removing the lid and stirring the lentils, and what you can see here is that the lentils have slightly started to stick to the bottom of the pot and the water is starting to dry up. So I'm just going to carry on cooking this for another 2 to 3 minutes without the lid and just stirring it continuously, ensuring it's not sticking to the bottom. So here you can see that the water is dried up quite a bit and that the oil has come to the top. So I'm just adding another 1/3 cup of water because it's still slightly undercooked, and I'm just mixing the water in and placing the lid back on the pot and going to cook it for another 3 to 4 minutes on a medium to low flame again. So again, I'm going to remove the lid and stir the lentils. So you can see that the cooking of these lentils is quite a slow, gradual process. And the thing with the lentils is, with white Urid lentils, is that if you cook it too fast with too much water in, what will happen is that the lentils will turn to mush and they will turn gooey. And the whole purpose of this dish is that the lentils are meant to stay quite grainy. It's supposed to, the grains are meant to be quite separate. And what you don't want to do is overcook them, and even though it may feel like it's undercooked, it's not, because this is how this lentil is supposed to be. So towards the end of cooking, I am now adding another 1/3 cup of water in, stirring the water in just to loosen the lentils and the gravy. And I'm going to garnish this now with some whole green chilies, with some chopped coriander and some sliced ginger. So I'm now going to let this simmer for about 2 to 3 minutes on a low flame before I turn off the heat. And you can serve this dish with either chapatis, with parathe or boiled rice, pilau rice, with naan bread, anything really. It's quite nice to eat with most of those things. Again, thanks for watching, and I hope that you found the tutorial useful. I will be back with more tutorials for you, and you can in the meantime subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can find all of my latest videos, and you can also follow me on Facebook at Mazadaar, where you will find all of my latest tips, step-by-step tutorials and my latest recipes. Again, thanks for watching.